Managing Bill.com API events is crucial for automating and streamlining financial workflows. To get started, you need to understand the basics of the Bill.com API and its event-driven architecture. The Bill.com API uses webhooks to notify your application of events such as payment approvals, bill payments, and invoice updates. First, you need to set up a webhook endpoint in your application to receive event notifications from Bill.com. This endpoint should be able to handle HTTP POST requests and parse the event data sent by Bill.com. You can use a programming language like Python or Java to create a webhook endpoint. Once you have set up your webhook endpoint, you need to configure Bill.com to send event notifications to your endpoint. You can do this by creating a new webhook subscription in the Bill.com API settings. You will need to provide the URL of your webhook endpoint and specify the events you want to receive notifications for. When an event occurs in Bill.com, the API will send a notification to your webhook endpoint with the event data. Your application can then parse the event data and take the necessary actions. For example, if you receive a payment approval event, your application can update the payment status in your database. To handle events effectively, you should implement error handling and logging mechanisms in your webhook endpoint. This will help you debug issues and ensure that your application can recover from failures. You should also implement idempotency checks to prevent duplicate event processing. Best practices for managing Bill.com API events include using secure HTTPS connections, validating event data, and implementing retry mechanisms for failed event processing. You should also monitor your webhook endpoint for performance issues and optimize it for scalability. In conclusion, managing Bill.com API events requires setting up a webhook endpoint, configuring Bill.com to send event notifications, and implementing error handling and logging mechanisms. By following these steps and best practices, you can effectively automate and streamline your financial workflows using the Bill.com API.